What's up, everyone? My name is Alex Jones, and welcome to the first episode of our show. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're in my studio today, and this is all brand new. It's all mine. Just got it, so I'm super excited. And we're building a blue screen and some Apple boxes today. So with the blue screen, what we need to do is paint it, make it look nice and beautiful, and then we can do whatever we want in the background for that. But right now, let's work on the Apple boxes. That's why I love having a studio, because I'm basically like working on projects all the time. It's great. Got a red camera, so that's my main camera I use for everything. I have a red helium, 8K, 60 frames. But it's funny because they actually just came out with the Raptor, the Red Raptor, which shoots 8K 120, which is amazing. And now I want that, but I have to wait. I've basically given myself, I have to make a lot of money first because I want to save up for it in a way for this new investment. Just about done, just about done. And then after this, we have to let them dry, and then we'll do it all over again. All right, I think we're good on that front. Looks good. Put these guys away. Start painting the wall. So I'm kind of like a perfectionist, so I want to make sure that all the lines are really straight. And I know it's never going to be like 100% perfect because I'm not a professional painter, but got to do the best I can. This is like the hardest part, like getting the top one, because I don't know why, it's just like, it's so hard to get the lines straight on the top. Oh my God, like right now. Come on. Work with me here, work with me. A lot of times I do this filmmaking stuff like this and make my own movies all on my own. And it's not because I want to, it's just because I've just kind of fell into just doing it myself. But I also do like it. Like, I used to be like, I want to be with people all the time and stuff, which I think most people would want it. So it's very fair to say. But at the same time, I'm so used to working alone now that I find I can find peace in working alone, but I also really like working with people. Ouch, as long as we get along pretty well, we're all good. So to be honest, in wildlife, green screen isn't used all too much, but in wildlife, we actually use blue screen because in nature, most things are green, like plants and feathers and all that. You don't really find blue pigment in nature too much. So we use blue quite a bit. And if we need a blue screen, to be honest though, it's not something that is used a lot, but when you do need it, you really need it right. And this is why I'm doing this, because I want to make sure that, you know, if we ever need a blue screen, it's here and it's ready to go. Sometimes, like, okay, for example, in wildlife filmmaking and macro work, I would say about 50%, sometimes to 80%, sometimes 100%, you're filming in a studio. And the reason why is because you would not be able to get a lot of the stuff that we film out in the wild. It just won't happen. It's just impossible to get. So we have to create sets and build movie like sets in a studio in order to achieve the shots that we want to get. The good thing is that all the shots that we get are all still natural animal behavior shots. It's just that we're able to capture it for you because that's the only way to do it. Okay, now it's time to paint. So what we're going to do is we have this special blue paint, but it's actually from Home Depot. So a lot of times what you'll find is a lot of filmmakers will buy Roscoe blue screen or green screen paint. I just went to Home Depot and got this paint. It's some type of blue paint. It said, let me see, it's Beacon Blue. And Beacon Blue resembles blue screen color very closely. There we go, got it. And Beacon Blue just resembles blue screen really closely. The thing about the blue screen paint is that it's very pure paint. There's no preservatives in it and stuff. But the problem is that because there's no preservatives, it doesn't last that long. So I wanted to just get something that's super cheap. Blue screen paint is like really difficult to get right now because of what's going on out at sea. So I just decided to get this stuff. This will work just as well. So let's start. Look at that blue, beautiful blue.
Ninja Turtle ooze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like blue from on the Nickelodeon channel or something. Okay. Whoa. It's a bit messy. The trick is you don't want to put too much pressure, from what I've learned. Some people get really particular about blue screens and green screens and the colors and how they have to be like a certain type of color, which is, it's called chroma key green or chroma key blue, and there's also different types of blue screen and green screen paint. To be honest, especially like maybe back then in the 90s, it would have been more important because cameras weren't so advanced. But cameras are so good now, and editing software is so good now, that honestly, as long as it's consistent, as long as the color is consistent, and it's very dissimilar to what you're shooting as far as color goes, it should work pretty well. So you don't need to be so exact anymore. And the only reason why they have it so exact on movies, on high-end movies, is because they have the budget for it. And there's also, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars being put into these things. So they want to make sure that everything is right when they get it done, and put it into the edit. But for this kind of stuff, I mean, look, what you're seeing right now, regardless if you disagree or agree, this wall is going to be used on a Disney production or a National Geographic production. So I always say, like, a lot of filmmakers, they're always like, what's professional, what's professional? Well, if you are a professional, like me or you, then that's the professional thing to do. So professionals, a lot of the time, will just figure it out, and when they figure it out, that's the professional thing to do. So that's what's, you know, what works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you figure out what works. I love filming wildlife, but I also just want to be a weekend film warrior and film for fun, film movies for fun, and so basically, I could just grab a few of my friends and we can come in here and basically come up with cool concepts for ideas and make a movie on the weekend in a studio, which is like a dream for a lot of people, I think. And then when I'm working on shows for Disney or Nat Geo and they need a studio, they have one. It's perfect. It's like, and also what's cool is that it's just cool to have a studio. And have a cool hangout spot, really. This is definitely going to be like the hangout area. You always want to do a second coat because the second coat is basically the finisher. And it makes sure that basically everything is going to be smooth in the end. Woo! 4.5 hours later, we made it. It's a blue screen for the studio. So now, we should be able to be keying this out perfectly, like this. Awesome. I'll see you next time, guys.